to today's episode. I really quickly just wanted to hop on here. Once again, you guys are on a roll. You asked me to create a new podcast episode on how exactly do you explain a budget on a small business application. And if you guys have worked on an application so far, it can be kind of confusing. I'm sorry, I got distracted. I saw a falcon outside of my window. Sorry. So with nonprofit grant proposals, they usually tell you exactly what they're looking for, and there's a process to this, right? With small business applications, it can be kind of tricky, especially if you are in the ideas phase of your business and you haven't really mapped out, okay, what does my business financially need? How much are products going to cost me? Etc., etc. How much should I ask for? Because oftentimes, I am a believer that you should ask for the moon, the stars, and all of the galaxies. However, when you're asking for that, you have to know exactly how are you going to spend that money in a way that's realistic, in a way that you're, not just throwing fluff. So today I'm going to take you through my 3 steps or 3 tips on how to explain the budget on a small business application.
Oh, good, you're here. I'm so happy you've decided to get serious about taking your dream business to the next level using funding. No more business loans, no more using your emergency funds, no more confusion on where to start, where to get support, and what to do if and when you get stuck. My name is Sloan. Welcome to the Nothing for Granted podcast. I'm a funding expert, a beauty academy owner, and a homeschooling mom of 4. This is the place to be to learn tips to get your dream business funded. You're going to learn tactful research and grant writing tips so you can use them while applying to grants. Because I too am a busy visionary CEO/mama/ a million other hats, I'm sharing with you my top kingdom entrepreneurship tips. You're going to get answers to questions like, how do I infuse God into my business? How do you juggle all of the things without resenting your work? And how do you market yourself as a freelancer or solopreneur so that you can increase your impact? When you're building something that's never been built before, you need someone that's going to be that tough love friend. You need someone that's going to hold you accountable to the vision that is uniquely yours. Everything, hear me on this, everything that you have experienced has led you up to this very moment. And because of that amazing grace, we're not taking anything for granted. Let's jump right into the show.
So let's go ahead and jump right in. So number 1 on how to explain your budget on an application is, do you even know what you need? If you don't know what you need, how do you know what you're asking for? So it's really important for you to know exactly where is your business at, what are the different things that you can purchase, whether that's equipment, whether that is vehicles, whether that's help, labor, right? You need to know exactly what does your business need in order to get it moving, in order to get it to that next level, because that's the purpose of funding. They don't want to just provide you something that's going to get you from month to month. The funder wants to provide you something that's going to catapult you into that next level of your business. And so throughout the whole proposal, you are explaining what is going to get you to that next level. And that has a cost to it. So if you're hiring a web developer, what is the cost of that web developer? Do you know exactly what that is? If you don't, then what are the steps that you need to take in order to figure that out? Now, if you're like, okay, well, I don't really know what's going to get me to that next level, then that's a different conversation. If you don't know what's going to get you to the next level of your business, this is when having someone like a business coach would help, someone to help you strategize. But I also feel like it's important for you to be able to identify what are the things that are working in your business? So if you say, okay, Sloan, I have no idea what I need for my business, I have no idea what's going to get me to that next level, then this is where I would say, figure out what is working, not what you want to work. Let me be clear on this. Not what you want to work. What is already working? As a visionary female founder, what could you do with an extra $10,000, $50,000, $100,000? You can get that storefront location you've been eyeing for over a year. You know, the one with the heavy foot traffic? You could hire new staff members. You can get that software that's going to help you with your CRM processes. The possibilities are literally endless. The problem is you don't know where to start, and honestly, you don't have the time to research what grants are out there, what you're eligible for, when to apply, who to reach out to. As a busy CEO, time is money. And being a busy CEO myself, I understand the struggle. That is why I created the Funding with Foresight Matrix. This is the only database available that brings ease and access to money that you can use to grow your business. You have millions of dollars worth of opportunities that you can pursue as a business owner. This is the only industry categorized database available, and you don't want to miss out. It's a no fluff approach to grants research, and the waitlist has just launched. Check the show notes down below to be one of the first people to be made aware of when it actually drops. It has a year's worth of opportunities, and best of all, I'm going to be updating it regularly. That way you always have fresh grants to apply to as you implement this into your funding strategy. Go ahead, get yours down below in the show notes. So for example, I will use my business as an example. I love Instagram. I love, communicating with you guys on there, but I am not going to put my focus on Instagram because that's not necessarily what's working for me. I'm not going to put my focus on building my profile to 10,000 followers when I would much rather keep my page small and intimate and know that my followers are responding to me, that they love conversating with me, that they are engaging with me. Now, do I use Instagram every day, all the time? I love it. I love showing up on there. It doesn't take away from my family. I love documenting on Instagram, and it's enjoyable for me. It is not a toxic platform for me. But really what's working in my business is the podcast. The podcast is opening so many doors for me. And as you guys continue to provide reviews and share the podcast with your friends, that maximizes the impact of this platform. That really has helped me reach literally nations. So my focus is on the podcast. I had to take inventory though of, okay, what is working? What is moving for me? Where are people being responsive? What is communicating best and resonating best for my audience? And those are questions that you need to ask yourself. Okay, is your audience asking for a faster turnaround time, maybe for your skincare products? Okay, so maybe you need to invest in a better manufacturer. Maybe you need to invest in better products for, your leggings line, because people are complaining that they need stretchier fabric, or they love the way this color is, but you know what? The fabric is just a little too thin. Okay, well then maybe your next investment is better materials for your leggings, because that will in turn give you better quality, give you client retention, right? Once you say reformulated XYZ, that's exciting, and that will get it moving for you. Where are people showing up for you? What is moving the needle for you, and how much money is that thing going to cost? So number two is my second tip is don't over budget. Be realistic. I have heard this at so many seminars. I've talked to so many of my clients about this. And I will just emphasize, funders, they know. They know when you are BSing. They know when you are inflating the price way beyond what it should be. Be honest. Be transparent about that. If what you need is $500 for a web developer, but you would like enough cushion room for, whatever, an extra 200 just in case that doesn't work out, or just, because you have added whatever that you would like to do, be honest about that. Say it in your application. My web developer costs $500, but it's an extra $200 if I want to add this service, which will benefit me and my community in XYZ way. Don't inflate the prices, because that looks bad, honestly, on you. Be honest about the cost of everything. And that leads me to the number 3 tip. And it's, if you don't know how much it costs, shop around. Ask for quotes, okay? Ask as many people as you need to, how much will it cost me to do XYZ? I know sometimes we tell ourselves, well, I don't want to waste anybody's time. You're not wasting anybody's time by just asking for a price. And you can be honest. I'm applying to a grant. This is what my business needs, and I'm trying to secure funding so that I can get this service. But I need to know how much the service costs so that I'm asking for the right amount of money. They're not going to turn you away at all. And I'm talking about they as in service providers. If it's just equipment, then go online. Yes, absolutely, Amazon is a great place to start, but Amazon is not the only place to shop. Shocker, I know. But there are other sites out there where you can find good quality equipment at reasonable prices. You can look around for specials, this site has a 20% off my first purchase, or whatever the case is. Use those things to your advantage. Shop around and find the best price for you. I'm not saying go with the lowest price, because sometimes that can be affected by clearances or seasons or whatever the case is. But if you're seeing that it's your equipment or whatever it is you need is within a certain range, go with that average. Go with what the average is, and then add that to your proposal. And now my last tip, I know I said 3, but I actually meant 4. Sorry, is itemize your budget. So I find the most success when I itemize my needs. I am super specific. I've even gotten so specific with some grants that I know are maybe more competitive than others. And if I have the space, I will actually list out exactly what the name of that product is, or that equipment is. I will list out the name of, for example, for grants that I've applied to for permitting, the name of that division that's in charge of that permit. I like to be as clear as possible so that the funder sees that I've done my research and I'm not just jerking around. Like, I know exactly what I need, how much it costs, where I'm going to get it, are there deadlines involved? I know everything there is to know about this specific material or service provider that is going to get me, again, to that next level. So what do I mean when I say itemize? So for example, if you have a $5,000 budget, and I'm going to break that down into $1,000, okay, a piece. So you have a $5,000 budget. So $1,000 is going to go into, let's say, a vehicle, vehicle registration and insurance. $1,000 is going into uniforms. $1,000 is going into trainings for your staff. Another $1,000 is going into upgrading your printing material, and another $1,000 is going into, lanyards, for example. I listed 5 different things that my $1,000 is going to be used for. And of course, like I mentioned, you want to be as specific as possible. But for example, you would put $1,000 for 300 lanyards for minority students that will graduate in 2022. Right? I want to be as specific as I can be. I want to speak to the transformation that I am providing and giving the funder the opportunity to be a part of that. If you can break it down even by units, I have found again that that's even better, so that they know exactly what are they looking for. So those are my 4 tips. So I'll just say my 3 tips and a bonus for how to break down your budget on a small business grant. If you have any other questions, please let me know. You can send me a DM on Instagram. If you are a part of the Funding with Foresight community group, however, I do have a step-by-step tutorial on how to do this. If you would like access into that community group, then all you got to do is purchase the Funding with Foresight matrix. I do have payment plans coming up available, so keep your eyes out for that. And once you are a Funding with Foresight student, then you automatically receive your information so that you can join the group. And this is a private group for my students only. If you don't know what the Funding with Foresight matrix is, it is the only database that was created for visionary female founders so that you can have access to money and opportunities to build your visionary business or start your business if you haven't started it already. So Visionary, I hope this helped you. Don't forget to leave a rating or review at the very end, as it helps us out, helps us grow, helps us impact more women worldwide. I thank you so much for being here, and I wish you many blessings on you.